Welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport.
Hey, remember when NASCAR was fun? It seems like so long ago, but I used to love watching a bit of NASCAR. I was probably 9 or 10, and I remember being completely enamoured with Jeff Gordon. But the whole NASCAR circus seemed larger than life and just fun. It was big cars in big ovals with big crashes, and it was awesome. I had die-cast models, video games, DVDs and other merchandise because I was a huge fan. And I'm not really sure at what point that stopped or why it stopped. Last year, watching all 36 races was such a drag, and most of the times I was just watching the highlights. The idea of sitting down and watching a full race is absolutely horrifying. I could be folding my clothes or staring at a wall, maybe even watching grass grow. Just what happened to NASCAR? Well, I have a few ideas that would maybe help improve the race series. Number 1, less goddamn races. There are going to be 36 races in 2020, including a double header in Pocono. This is far too many. You can never look forward to sitting down and watching some NASCAR when there is a race almost every weekend. There are only 16 weekends without NASCAR, except there isn't because there are non-championship races, meaning there are actually 14 weekends without NASCAR. That's madness and so unnecessary. Cut some of these races. How about 26 races, half a year? Just some breathing space. If you're a big motorsport fan, and I am, there are sometimes 10 or 11 big race series all on at the same time, and NASCAR is always the first to be dropped. Save me some time and have less races. Number 2, better mixture of tracks. I was watching races last year where I couldn't tell where they were because a lot of the tracks look the same. 36 races, some tracks appear twice, 33 ovals, 2 racetracks and a roval. Some ovals are slightly different, Pocono springs to mind, but after a while they all look the same. The roval race last year was a lot of fun, it was different. Let's not oversaturate and schedule with roval races, but let's say have 3 or 4. Track races, there are just 2, Sonoma and the Glen. Add COTA, why not, it's a track fit for NASCAR. And a couple of others, let's say 5 of these. So after 5 tracks and 4 rovals, you still have over 27 oval races, which is a little bit better, but by strategically separating the ovals with other kinds of tracks, it will make things a bit more interesting. Number 3, make your junior categories for juniors. If Carl Busch wants to have a couple of races every weekend, then let him race in that stupid truck series. How can I take the Infinity Series seriously if your young up-and-comers are consistently beaten by regular NASCAR talent? Fernando Alonso never felt the need to jump down to Formula 2 and give everyone there a kicking. It makes the Infinity Series seem so Bush League in comparison and is damaging to their reputation. Is there not enough racing for those guys? Just let them have their races and move up to NASCAR in a more natural way. Number 4, less confusing point system. It never made sense to me to have a point system where people are going to be scoring over 1,000 points. It seems so arbitrary. Wouldn't it make sense to have a point system that everyone can follow? It doesn't matter so much in NASCAR as all you really need to do is win a race to get in the playoffs. The points are even more pointless then. But I was watching the standings last year and I saw guys getting in the top 3 and they still got further away from the top of the points when other cars didn't do so well. And now the stages mid-race make it even more complicated, and to be honest, it's barely worth keeping track of anyway, but it just left me confused at times, and I don't like being confused. I'm confused enough in my daily life already. Number 5, the fucking playoff system. Words do not describe how much I hate the playoffs. You may as well just pick a guy at random and declare them champion. Theoretically, you could win the first 35 races in the season and then lose the championship because some guy overtook you in the last corner of the last race. An extreme scenario, but a poignant one. No other race series would ever implement anything so stupid. but then they're not competing with American leg ball and hoops and hockey. Copying other American sports that no one else in the world cares about is a dire attempt at pleasing your fans. And honestly, probably the main reason people stopped watching. I mean, they started the playoffs in 2004, and that was the peak of NASCAR popularity. And since, well, it's dropped off faster than Danica Patrick in any race she enters. So that's the list. It's just a few ideas that will never ever be implemented. And NASCAR is going to decline further, back to the dirt tracks that spawned it. And that honestly wouldn't be a bad thing. Other ideas: stop putting the yellow flags out for every spin. The stage idea is very gimmicky. And maybe find a way to race when it starts to rain. That's everything. Please like, comment and subscribe. If you're a fan of NASCAR, don't worry. It's great really. And every motorsport formula needs a bit of adjusting here or there. I'm just very opinionated. Thanks for watching and have a good one.